right, Stephen Key here. Thank you for coming back, and also thank you for subscribing down below. Today, I want to talk about industries that are on fire. I want to talk about those industries where they're open for us, creative people, to send those ideas to them. The last video I did, I talked about tough industries. This particular video, I'm going to talk about the easy industries to license ideas in. So let's start with the very first one. Number one, the toy industry. If you listened to me in the past, you've heard me say, forget the toy industry. It's a tough industry. It is tough, but it's gotten a little easier. And that's why I'm going to put them in the category of inventor friendly, of course, because they've been working with us inventors for probably 80 years now. But it's gotten a little easier. The walls have been taken down, I think, because of social media. You don't have to go through toy brokers. They have portals that you can submit ideas to. I don't recommend the portals, though. I've been told that most of the ideas that do get licensed in the toy industry, they're not going through the portals, but they're going through people that you can meet on LinkedIn or trade shows if they ever come back. But it's about building relationships with these toy companies and getting to know them a little bit. That's when you truly have success in this industry. So I do think it's gotten easier. You don't have to go through toy brokers. Toy brokers were there for many, many years to kind of screen you and your idea and the process to make it easier for these toy companies. But today you can get to all of them, especially through LinkedIn. Okay, someone always asks me about character licensing, character toy licensing. Like if I come up with an action figure, how do I do it? I don't think it's that easy to license a character that you developed. Traditionally in the past, someone has written a book and these characters become extremely popular. And from that point, then those characters get licensed and you see a lot of toys with those particular characters because people know them. But you can, if you've got a great character and it's got a hook and it's got some utility, it's got some a great storyline, yes, then build that storyline around that character and it can be licensed. But I don't think it's as easy as people think it is. So the toy industry, I would say go for it, but realize you have to love it. It's not an industry that's easy because there's a lot of creativity. A lot of people are in that industry, and those toy companies have seen a lot of ideas over the last 50 years. So I wouldn't say it's the easiest, but the doors are down. So jump in, stay in it. If you really are interested in it, please love it, and you can do really well. Number two, let's talk about the pet industry. I think, well, before we start there, James, make sure you put Corey Wilcox, his new thing he just licensed in the toy industry. I think it's really great to see because it is happening. He came up with a new puzzle like Rubik's Cube. I think it's pretty cool. So James is going to show that up now. All right. Okay, what did I say? Number two. That's the pet industry. The pet industry is on fire. Oh, this industry's been on fire for many, many years, especially during COVID. How many people have brought home pets, adopted pets? I think a lot. But I just think regardless of COVID, I think this has been an industry that is open to working with outside inventors such as us. And it's a great industry. It's a fun industry. So if you like it, jump in. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I think those companies are open to working with us. Not every company, but a lot of them are. And James, put a few of the products that Chuck, one of our students, have licensed, because he's on fire. He's been licensing a lot of ideas in that particular industry. Okay, let's go to number three. I would say the kitchen industry. That industry is on fire. We've had multiple students just recently license ideas. Michelle Morrison, the Glide Mat. That's a great idea. Sells out every time on QVC. You'll see the Mandolin Gripper by Tim Brennan. James will put that up on the screen too. A great way to protect your fingers when you're using the mandolin when you're slicing and dicing vegetables. This industry, I think, has been inventor friendly for many years. They're looking for ideas, and a lot of people are staying home. So this industry is on fire. So if you like to cook and you've got some ideas for some cool kitchen gadgets, jump in the kitchen industry. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to hardware. I think hardware is really a cool industry. You'll see the push and hang from Mike, and James will put that up. That's a really big hit. In fact, that thing sells out on QVC all the time too. That's a very popular product because people are staying home. April Mitchell has one called, I think, inventRight, to adjust the hooks on the back of a door for clothing. I think it's a really cool idea. She's licensed that recently. That industry is always looking for something new and something fun. And if it's a gadget, a new tool, they want it. So that's a great industry to invent in. All right, everybody, number 5. Okay, DRTV, as seen on TV. I love this industry. It's crazy. It's like the wild, wild west. It runs really fast, but you can make a lot of money. Realize, as seen on TV. You've seen those commercials late night where you're sitting there and some great new gadget comes on and you just have to buy it. That's as seen on TV. But realize, this industry, it's a big industry, but it's really small. So just submit to one company at a time. I highly recommend that. I like All Star Innovations. I know them. They've licensed the Grip Go from one of our students. James is going to put that up there now. And here's another one from one of our students that licensed the Telebrands years ago. That's the Wolf Washer 360 from Ryan Diaz. You can see that here too. Okay, this industry, like I said, it's pretty fast. It's the wild, wild west. Whoever you're going to work with, please type in their name, type in complaints, and make sure you really want to work with that particular company, because it is a little crazy out there, so make sure you do your homework. This industry is not the easiest industry. It has changed a little bit in that they're looking for a broader range of products now because they can market to people on social media. So, it used to be that you needed a product that was either, $19.95, but it's changed a little bit. So if you're interested in it, do your homework. They're going to require a prototype, and it needs the wow factor. This industry is an industry that requires you to come up with something brand new. This is not a Me Too industry. This is not an industry where you make a slight change on an existing product and send it to them. No, they want new, so don't forget that. That's number 5. Number 6, let's see, fitness is number 6. Now, I would say this industry could actually be a tough industry, but also it's an industry that's on fire, all right? Because as everyone knows, no one's going to the gym anymore because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But they still want to work out, so they're doing a lot of home fitness. So yes, it's hot. So it is an area that if you're one of those individuals that want to keep fit and you're staying home and you've got a great idea, reach out to these guys. But do recognize some of these players are pretty big, but they're going to want proof of concept, or that means a prototype, and some type of test results that if I use this particular fitness device, I can get improvement, and they're going to want to see that. So I think that industry is on fire, but it's not the easiest industry to license ideas in. That's number 6. Number 7, let's do number 7. Let's do the medical industry. We have a student that's licensed a product. It's called Fasciaderm. James is going to show up here. That's in over 25,000 stores. This industry, typically, it could be difficult, but we are seeing ideas that are getting licensed in that industry, but recognize if it requires, if you've got let's say you've got an idea for COVID, for instance. If your product idea is going to require some type of government regulations, maybe FDA, that's going to take forever. The industry is open. I'd go after the mid-sized companies. You've heard me say that many times before, but just recognize whatever you design today, if it does require some type of regulatory approval, it's going to take a lot longer. And some of these things do take some testing, which can be expensive as well. But of course, that industry is on fire too. Okay, let's talk about the next one. I think I'm at number 8. Number 8, the baby industry. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of ideas get licensed in the baby industry. Baby Soothe, James can put that up there too, from Lauren Piccirillo. That's a great product that just got licensed, I think, last year or so. That industry, you know, typically I think it's been pretty tough, but for some reason, the doors are opening up a little bit in that industry. So if you've got some product you think is going to be great for kids, especially for babies, check it out. I think you'll really, really like it. And that's number 8. So we have, let's see, number 9 is gardening. I think what you're going to see is a lot of people staying home, and they're going to stay close to home, and they're going to be spending time in their yard. So I think gardening, barbecuing it's always been very popular, but you're going to see more ideas, more companies opening their doors for new products to stay competitive, especially in this particular category, because people are staying home. So I think it's a great industry, and it's an industry that's on fire to license ideas. And my last one that I'm going to talk about is really the craft industry. Who hasn't made a puzzle over the holidays? Who hasn't built something, or paint by numbers, or you've done something with your family? So I think the kit market, I guess, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called crafts. I think that's on fire. And I think it's going to stay on fire. More people are staying home. They're kind of gone inward. They're kind of nesting. So they want things that they can do with their kids and their families and bring everybody together. I love that industry. You should look at it. So I went over 10 industries fairly quick. I think you're going to find that most of these industries are inventor friendly, but make sure you kick the tires and make sure they want to work with us so you can work with them. It's simple to do. Reach out to these companies on LinkedIn. It's easier than ever to get to these companies today. There's no gatekeepers. Go straight to LinkedIn. But make sure to really submit good ideas to them. Make sure your marketing material looks great. Make sure you're polite. Stop selling. Start to build relationships. That's what I learned when I wrote the new book, Become a Professional Inventor. They want you to slow down. They're not going anywhere. They need ideas. In fact, companies, and this is a quote from Henry Chesborough, the person that coined open innovation. He said, look, if companies don't innovate, they die. That's right. And more companies are opening their doors, looking for great ideas from us so they can be more competitive, they can be more innovative. So this is Stephen Key. Thanks for watching. Until next time.